aside from the ads, you know, what about the engagement there? How many people were just coming up to the booth for that? Oh, you're about choice, and how did those discussions go?
It was pretty predictable, actually. Um, Usually, what they do is they kind of walk past and they look at you out of the corner of their eye, and they're not sure if they want to come over and talk to us or not. But if we can smile and get them to come over and chat for a few seconds, their whole demeanor changes. Because at first they're so skeptical and they're just like, choice. What do you mean, choice? And then we explain because conservatives want people to have more choices, liberals want to take choices away and control them.
It's a real study in how well my old side has taken over that word.
Oh, absolutely. I would have assumed that you were a pro-abortion group that or a pro-choice group at a conservative thing, and I wouldn't have talked to you.
Yeah, it is amazing to see. We're talking about, the Democratic Party. We're talking about people who hate choice with a passion that cannot possibly be matched. They despise it at almost all levels, and yet they use the word so well that we were questioned badly. I mean, people would doubt us right out of the gate. Cori even had to troll with that. We had some where they would come and just attack us over abortion.
Hmm. Yeah, I had this one older man. He was 80, and he told me he was 80. But he came over and he asked, he's like, so what do you mean the choice? How do you apply that to abortion? And I said, well, I believe that the unborn are life, and so I think that one choice shouldn't take away another person's choice, and so that's why I don't support abortion. And he ripped into me. I mean, just screaming at me in my face. And there was a lady and another man standing there who were trying to jump to my defense. And it was kind of funny because he was just so irrational. He wouldn't listen to us, let me even finish the sentence. But then he asked me if I knew how many eggs were in my ovaries. And at that point, I'd had it. And so I actually got right back in his face. And I don't normally do this, but I shouted him down. And I told him he was not going to say another word until I finished at least one sentence, because I had listened to him for the last 5 minutes. So he did stop talking. I did get my points out there, and then he just started yelling again. And so at that point, another man who was standing there, he pulled him aside to try and calm him down. But then when the troll left, the man came back and talked to me. He's like, that guy was nuts. He's like, I don't know what his problem was.
The really interesting thing is the way Cori was disarming. One thing the Party of Choice is all about is how we can unite the right, how we can disarm hate and anger. And she did that as much as you can. And when you had a troll come up and would not be disarmed because they were there to be angry, Cori was so disarming, other people would take the trolls aside, which I think is pretty cool.
That's always huge when you can get the. I mean, and that's indicative of how effective your arguments are. You were able to get the audience to side with you against the troll and pull them away. I mean, that's huge. That's a huge win.
Yeah, it was. And, you asked how people responded to us, and those were the extreme cases. But overall, we had so many people who are just very curious, wanting to know, what is this all about? And
they loved it.
They loved it. Their eyes would light up. They'd smile real big. They'd go and they'd get their friends. They'd bring them back to the table. They came back for more literature. They asked if they could have extras. It was just a lot of fun. And it was really encouraging, too, just to see the hope in their eyes. Because once it clicked, and it didn't take long, once it clicked and they realized, you know what, that's right, that is our word. We want to take it back, too. How do I do that? And then we could point them to our website, to the ads, to Facebook, to, any of the literature that we had. And they were just so excited. It was really fun.
Well, and to me, the great thing about the choice versus control message is that once you understand that the conservative libertarian philosophy is about providing individual choice and progressivism is all about control, that concept can be applied in any topic. I mean, it's not like you have to study and prepare. Any topic that a progressive brings up, you can just fly with a choice versus control paradigm and you're on it.
Exactly.
And so it's a tool that they can carry with them and use for any topic that comes up.
Right, and when I would explain that to them and I'd say, no more memorizing 50 topics, 20 talking points per topic. You can just listen to what they say, ask a few questions, find common ground, even though it seems impossible, you can do it, and then just start talking choice versus control, which makes you the good guy. It's like a weight just went off of their shoulders.
The one that they really seem to dig the most and get into the most, sorry, dig. I'm 51, okay? It was groovy. The one they liked the most was talking about how to disarm people regarding the war on women.
Yeah.
They went nuts for that. As I just explained, okay, somebody's angry at you, they're angry, here's what you say, here's how you bring it down in just a few seconds, boom. And 30, 40 seconds later, they were just, almost every time they were like, oh my gosh, they're not that angry anymore. I said, yep, and you can do that on almost every topic. And it was fun. It was fun watching the light in their eyes. It just was so fun because people up in Colorado, they know us, and it was really neat just seeing new people say, wow, I'd never heard that before.